Hello, it's Tuesday, it's snowing. Well, it's stopped snowing now, but it has been snowing. There's quite a lot of snow out there in Yorkshire. So I thought I'd give you a quick project update. So, knitting. My lunar socks first. So this was socks in a yarn from Stripy Cat Yarns called Luna. I'm going to take it out of the bag. I've bagged it all up now to go back in my stash. So, Stripy Cat Yarns, Luna. This was a knit along with my friend to celebrate our cat, who was kind of hers and is now mine, called Luna. So I finished them. I just love these colours. They're just stunning. Really, really made. They're a bit damp. There's a bit of detail here in this. I've just explained away my laziness with a little story that she started her life as a stray. This is this little pattern here. It didn't really suit her very well because she's a very friendly cat. And then she went to stay with a friend of mine, so a friend of Sarah's. She decided when she was heavily pregnant that she wanted to live with people, which was a very wise choice. And that was much better, but it still didn't fit her quite right. And then she moved in with us. And it's been perfect ever since. So that's my story, and basically it's just a way of explaining why I didn't bother to frog when I decided that wasn't the right pattern, and that wasn't the right pattern. So there they are. Absolutely gorgeous. And what's great about it is it came in a set. So there was, Sarah tells me now, I didn't really check, 100 grams of the coloured, of the striped one, and 20 grams of this little coordinating mini. And I have 56 and 10 left. So basically I can do it all again. I can make another pair of socks, which is brilliant because I love them. So I don't know, I think that might make a good pair of skews. But I think I'll have to check on how much, because I wouldn't be using the pink because it's all one colour. There's no heel or toe until you, yeah, it's all skew, S-K-E-W, look at them up if you want to know, they're brilliant. So yeah, that might be enough or it might not. And because I knit them one at a time, I don't want to come a copper with that. So yeah, I'll check on how much my skews tend to use. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful yarn. Very, very happy with it. So we'll think we'll both wear them tomorrow as our first wearing, if I can get them dry. I'm not going to help by leaving them. Put them on the heater in a little bit. Okay, so that was Luna. The other socks is Kai May, and that is going fine. What was happening last time I spoke to you? I think I had finished the first sock and I was breaking through the paint barrier of 6.5 inches of rib, 3x3 rib. I broke through that and I'm now on the fisherman's rib heel. I haven't touched it an awful lot, to be honest. Not because I don't want to work on it, it's just that I've got so many other fun things to do. So that's still there, and it's still Undercover Otter yarn, Kai May, which is a pattern by Cookie A, and the first sock shows you the pattern. It's really pretty, but it starts at the side and comes right across the front of the foot. So it's really interesting design. Oh, I'm trying to make my hand into a foot and it's not working. Okay. It starts at the side and comes right across the front. It's really, really pretty design. So that will get done at some point. So also knitting, there is the Marled Magic. I don't think I say this very clearly because it's marled as in a marl, so 2 different yarns held together, magic, and it's a Stephen West pattern. And I have been using my Felt Fusion minis from my advent calendar for it. And it is pretty magnificent. There is no other way of looking at it. So I can get you the right side. You've seen that, That was 1, 2, 3, 4, And then where's section 5 gone? I've lost section 5. Oh, there's section 5, and this is section 6. So I lined up the yarns again in a slightly different order and did that. So that's another moss stitch panel. And I have decided to go for the bigger shawl. So I've lined up all my colours again, possibly in a slightly different order, don't know, because we're going to pick up stitches all the way along, oh my giddy aunt, all the way along there and there for the next part. So I'm going to start with the rainbow again. It's going to be a little bit mad, but I think once I've finished that section, there'll be some yarns that in fact I might even just work them until they run out, and that will probably cover half the rainbow, won't it? And then when I do the last piece, the last section, I can cover the other half of the rainbow, and then I'll worry about the border later. So it's just magnificent. Yeah, I love it so much. So yeah, that's coming on well. Not often a day goes by without me picking that up. Now, the lace, which is the Wild Swan by Anneliese Mugrad. I'm sorry, Anneliese, I've probably butchered that, but I'll link her in the description anyway. So this is, it's coming on, and I think that's the best thing I can say. I don't get up in the morning and think, yeah, I want to work on my lace. But what I do is I do plonk away at it, one pattern row a day, basically. So it's really pretty. See, I've got lifelines in there. I haven't moved them. I'm not really having an issue because I'm counting between markers as soon as I get to a marker, I count back and make sure I've got the right number. So I've got a double check, because if I get to the marker and I've used the number of stitches I'm meant to and I've got to the marker, that's my first check. If I look back and make sure I've got the number of stitches I should have, that's the second check. And then of course there's always looking at the pattern and seeing that looks right. So I'm not using lifelines at the moment, but I've left them in so that if I do suddenly have a panic, I can move one of them really easily. So that's going fine. I've just finished, oh lordy, get myself in a tangle. I've just finished one of the charts, so I think I've just done row 95, and there's 141 rows, 142, and then a border as well, picot border on 500 and something stitches. Those of you who've done picot before will be thinking, oh my goodness. But yes, it's fine. I'm enjoying it. I'm not halfway through the yarn yet. And yeah, it's a nice challenge to my brain. So I think that's all my knitting. Crochet, I've got 2 projects. One of them is inside, because I finished the Luna. I need an indoors project, so that's what I work on in the evenings, or if I ever do go anywhere and I'm sort of sat around waiting, then I take that with me. That happens very rarely these days because we're in lockdown. Occasionally, once every 3 weeks, I'll take my daughter to the chiropractor and I will knit in there while I'm waiting for her. But other than that, it's not like I'm driving to school every day or anything like that, so it doesn't get much use. But my bauble tee, which is I Need It crochet pattern, absolutely love the pattern, totally loving the project. It's long enough now, and I've decided to do the cuff along the bottom, so I'm working on that at the moment, and then I just need to do the cuff on the arms, and I'm done. And I'm already planning another 2 because my second daughter would like one, and I definitely want another one. It's actually written for DK weight, although I've used sock yarn held double, but I've got a load of sock yarn, so it'd be really easy to do another one with sock yarn held double. But also, I've been thinking this morning, I love King Cole Riot. If you haven't seen it before, look it up. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a DK acrylic with a slow colour change, and it's absolutely beautiful. I was just thinking how lovely it would be to have one done in that. Now, the yarn that she suggests is as cotton and silk, I think, so it's sort of natural fibres, whereas acrylic obviously is a very different ball game. But there's not many projects on Ravelry, and at least 2 of them have been done acrylic yarn. So, and I don't feel the need on looking at it, not like my lace, I think, God, that needs blocking. I don't feel when looking at it needs blocking, so I don't think acrylic will be a problem. So I might yet make several of these. So although you can access a free copy of the pattern on the blog, there's also a PDF which you can buy, and I have bought that because I figure I'm going to get lots of use out of it, and I want to let Sarah, who wrote the pattern, get some benefit out of that. It's a brilliant pattern. What's the other crochet thing? Oh, the other crochet thing's on hold. That's my Tour de Fleece sweater, but I haven't spun the Corriedale for it yet, so that is next on my jobs. I have got the spinning wheel back out. Oh look, I can just about show you. I might have to turn that way right now. So that's the yarn that I was part way through spinning when I stopped to do the Advent spin, and I have just finished today. So tomorrow I'll apply it, and then this wheel will free for me to do some of the Corriedale, the black Corriedale, so I can get that back on the road. Although I will need to be careful about how thick I spin it, because this is quite a lot finer than the one I spun. The one I spun was 18 months ago, and I think my standard was a bit different then. So, thinking about the Advent, I had 2 Advent calendars, a Felt Fusion yarn one and a fibre one from, oh, my mind's gone blank, I'll put it in the description, sorry. And I spun that every day, and then I Navajo plied it and made this beautiful chunky yarn, which I have just balled up because I've decided I'm going to make leg warmers. I'm walking every day pre-dawn at the moment, and it's very cold, and I have got a pair of leg warmers, but they're not leg warmers, they're just fingerless gloves that just happen to fit, but they're very tight and they're not big enough. So I'm going to make a pair of proper designed for the job leg warmers out of this. It's obviously variable. Sometimes the fibre just wanted to be spun thicker than others. I don't care in the slightest. It's just the most beautiful thing. So I want to get those made fairly soon while it's still cold. And now I've cast off Luna, that's probably been my next cast on. And as I'm fairly near the end of the Bauble Tea, this will probably become my indoors project, but it won't take long because, you know, 8mm needles, 7 wraps per inch. So there's 8mm needles. It will not take long to make these. So that's exciting. Yeah, that is it, which is just as well because I'm nearly at my limit of time. So, happy crafting everybody, and I'll catch you soon.